So you finally decided what bike you want to use as a canvas for your first custom motorcycle build. This is great news because in today's episode, we're going to be discussing 3 easy and inexpensive mods you can complete that will begin to give your bike some custom flavor. There's a few things we can begin to accomplish before we ever really even get deep into the project. One of the things I like to do is take a mental inventory of some of the things I do or don't like about the bike as it currently sits, and then that will give me some ideas as to what I might want to accomplish to make this bike begin to look really unique. We're talking about things like exhaust, passenger pegs, blinkers, chain guards, things that can be removed or changed somewhat inexpensively that don't take a lot of mechanical know-how to accomplish. In the end, I'll show you the one item I think is worth purchasing straight away that will change the overall look of the bike substantially. So here's our current project, 2005 Ducati Monster. One of the first things I'll almost always do is remove the passenger pegs. I don't like riding 2-up, so that's not a problem for me. It's also a very convenient excuse if somebody wants to ride and you simply don't like riding with a passenger. So when that totally hot supermodel chick begs you for a ride, and that happens all the time, right? Well, you don't have to feel guilty about telling her no thank you. What she should probably do is buy her own bike and subscribe to the channel and hit the like button. So on this particular bike, what that allows us to do by removing the passenger peg is see the rear wheel with a little less clutter. The previous owner had removed the slip-on exhaust. I've currently got it set up there so you can just see what it looks like from the factory, but it's also one of the things we'll be doing is pulling that exhaust back off there and the passenger pegs. It will allow us to see the rear wheel completely unencumbered, completely exposed, and look like it's floating out there in space to some degree. Very cool, very Ducati. Okay, so the first thing we're gonna do is remove the slip-on exhaust, and then we'll also remove the passenger peg. So the slip-on exhaust, I've unclamped it already. There's a single bolt that goes through here. It may be different on yours, but it won't be that hard. I'm going to take this and I'm going to start wiggling it. And just like that, the slip-on exhaust comes right out. So you can see at this point, we've removed a huge amount of clutter. And now we're going to take off the passenger peg, and that will even clear it up more. So these 2 bolts come out, and the passenger peg will come right off. And just like that, the rear wheel is entirely exposed, almost looks like it's floating out there in space, and all we did was remove a couple of clamps here, a bolt up here, and the 2 bolts for the passenger peg. That won't take any effort, and it looks fantastic. So we can see here how the chain guard and the passenger peg, they don't really go with the flow of the bike, at least in my opinion, and they certainly don't go with what I'm going for, a smoother, more simplified look. And more importantly, they cover up one of the engineering features of this bike, being the single-sided swing arm. So those chain guards, they're coming off. Now, I shouldn't have to say this, but in the litigious world that we live in, I'm going to. Removal of the chain guard, from a safety perspective, is not recommended. If you do so, you do at your own peril, and you don't get the whole BellissiMoto guy responsible. This is also called being an adult. So, if you're one of those squids that rides your motorcycle wearing your flip-flops, I got nothing for you, baby. So since this bike runs on pasta, everything is metric, and there are 2 8mm bolts that hold each of these chain guards in place. When we remove this will simplify the look that we're going for. And since I removed 1 bolt earlier, this will be the last of the 2 bolts. So you can see how this bolt is hidden behind the heel guard of the rear set. So we'll remove these 2 bolts and we'll be able to get right to it. And we can just fit our 8mm socket on the bolt head. And just like that, chain guard is off. Okay, 2 bolts for this passenger peg, and this single-sided swing arm will be completely exposed. So check that out. The great tubing bends, those beautiful welds. This is a major engineering feature of the bike, and they covered it up. Well, so now, as promised, the one item I think is worth purchasing and customizing immediately. The one thing that is consistently the most gaudy on just about every bike I've ever seen are these stock mirrors. These ridiculous things could not have been designed by anybody who rides motorcycles. Now I understand there's probably legal safety concerns they have to adhere to, but these are routinely one of the first things I change out. A major concern with any mirror is that they vibrate so much, they ruin the view and basically make themselves entirely useless. One of the brands I routinely go to is a CRG. They make a Hindsight like this that is fixed. They also make a lane splitter that folds in when you park your bike. These things are great. They have an isolator on the end of them that helps keep them stable and vibration free, so you can see what you're looking at in either side, any lane, at pretty much any speed. So these guys are sold individually, left and right side. They each need a Barend adapter, which are also sold separately and individually. So you'll need to pick up a left, a right, and 2 Barend adapters. Now, they don't pay me to say that, I just happen to like their product. So I'm going to put a link in the description down below. You can go check them out and see if it's something you'd like to add to your project as well. Typically what you'll do is remove the original Barend weight, which is a 1-bolt affair, so it doesn't take a lot of effort. This one's already had the original removed and a Barend adapter installed in its place. So we're going to skip that step and go on to the next one. Okay, so once we have our 2 brackets sandwiched around the Barend adapter, we'll run the screws in after we get our mirror just sitting in there. So everything's loose right now. The first thing we'll do is we'll tighten this in so it clamps onto that isolator. We'll give that a little bit of a snug so it creates a little bit of resistance on the mirror. We haven't yet really tightened this side. We'll roll it up to roughly where we're going to want it. And then we'll give it a bit of a snug here, and we'll tighten the top one again just a little bit, and then the bottom one. Now that we've got that, we've got a little bit of resistance here so it won't blow in the wind as we are going down the road, and we can still adjust it. And now we'll go and remove the stock mirror. Okay, if we zoom in here, you'll notice this mirror, the jam nut on the mirror has a hash mark around the jam nut. What that indicates is that this jam nut has reverse threads. Now normally, when we turn clockwise, it tightens the nut. Because these are reverse threads, when I turn clockwise, instead of tightening the nut, it's going to loosen the nut. So we'll give that a little pop. Once the jam nut is loose, this is also reverse threads, so we will turn it clockwise and it will remove it from its mounting. Now we have a black cap. It's just a blank that we can put in the original mounting position. For the time being, what we'll probably do is put a GoPro mount here so that we can videotape the bike after our project is entirely complete. So now moving to the other mirror, we have the same issue on the other side. Now you'll notice on this jam nut, it does not have the hash mark. So that means that these threads are standard threads. If I turn it to the clockwise, it will tighten it. So we're going to go opposite of that to loosen it. Counterclockwise, I loosen the jam nut, and then I can remove the mirror from its mount. Okay, we have our blank here. We'll add it to the mounting position. And those mirrors are complete. That was about 10 minutes total time. Alright, so we've already got a nice start. We removed the slip-on exhaust, we removed the passenger pegs, we took off the chain guard so we could see that really great swing arm, and we removed those ridiculous mirrors. This bike is already looking a whole lot different than it started and a long way toward where we're headed. So there you have it, 3 simple changes that you can make that won't break the bank and will get you well on your way to customizing your own ride. So if you're already subscribed to the channel so you can keep tabs on what we've got going next on this project, you might want to see the next episode right here.